Balls.
Balls.
That's what his T-shirt says.
Yeah, it's like a nice typographer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, putting a lot of effort into saying balls.
Balls. What a satisfying word. Hi, I'm Matt.
I'm Chris.
And it is another Monkey Monday.
Yeah. What are we talking about today?
Well, we're answering a simple question, really, which is, what is branding?
Okay.
It's something we talk about quite a lot, and still, some people just still ask that question, especially when we're just, we did a keynote recently at Spring Fair at the NEC, and there's quite a few people chatting to me afterwards that kind of didn't necessarily have the same understanding as branding that we would have.
Yeah. So in a previous episode, we've done one on the branding pyramid, which is here.
Yes. And really, it's to sort of show that branding is everything.
Yeah.
But essentially, what we did in the keynote, and we'll maybe put a link to the longer keynote that I've done somewhere.
Somewhere down there.
I promise these links. I assume they happen. So there's a longer version of this, really. But what we covered in that particular keynote was how you get from the top of the pyramid, if you like, from the logo, how you get to the bottom of the pyramid, how you probably get to looking after everyone. And we have a simple way of doing this, our ABC test, if you like. So the first thing is to get your audience to understand your audience. And when you start looking at your audience, it may not even be the audience you have at the moment. So trying to define who you want to sell to and make that connection is important.
Yeah, it's really important that we are not transmitting stuff out there. We're seeing what's coming back the other way. So it's only what really lands at your audience, which is actually important.
Yeah. So understanding your audience is key. It's the first thing to do, really. The second thing is to put that brand promise together. So again, there's loads of vlogs we've done here, but the Simon Sinek Golden Circle thing, which we talk about a lot, is a good way of finding what that promise should be to your audience. And when we describe branding, we have a little phrase that we say. So when we talk about what is a brand, and a brand it's the promise that you make to your customers. That's the promise you're making. So this next bit is about defining that promise. And the second part of that, how we describe branding, is a brand is how you are perceived, described and identified. And that's what you were just talking about, which is what all of your customers, all of your suppliers, all of your staff think about you as a business, think about you as a brand, and communicate that to everybody else.
Yeah, because you could think you're one thing and actually it turns out you're another.
Yeah.
And it happens quite frequently.
So A is for audience, understand your audience. B is to get that brand promise together. And the final part is C, which is the customer journey. Again, we've done loads of vlogs about customer journey and how to do it, but you can really use your customer journey to move yourself, level up, if you like, on the brand pyramid to get towards the idea that everybody has a really strong and good opinion about you and how they talk about you and how they describe you.
Yeah, and it's important to go through the customer journey for each of those individual customers that you have.
Yeah, and remember, you don't just have to do customer journeys, you can do other user journeys too. So your staff, for instance, how you recruit your suppliers. If you do user journeys for those people as well, you're going to understand their points of pain. You're going to start communicating to them really well. And that's when they'll go away, and that's when they'll start talking about those touch points that are now remarkable, and they can talk about them in a way that really beautifully and hopefully reflects your brand really well. Say there's a customer out there, all they really care about is next day delivery. They're just obsessed with it. Oh man, I love next day delivery. If you're buying things from them and they get that next day delivery and it's perfect and it's packaged and it arrives at the right time and they get a rapport with the delivery driver, whatever it might be, that's when they're going to go away and go, oh, they really nail their next day delivery. And it might be somebody who's just starting to work for a company as well. Maybe they just really care about being made to feel warm and welcome on day one. And if you nail that, they're going to go away and say, oh man, I've had my best first day of work I've ever had. This company are remarkable at bringing people into their business and making you feel at home. So you can create these little micro brands where people talk about these points of excellence.
Yeah, and it's really important to get people to talk about things. So have some parts of that journey have to be remarkable, so people can go away and remark upon it and gain more followers in your world.
So what is branding? It's pretty much everything. It's every single tiny touch point, and it's the wider promise you make to your company. And there are bits at the top of the pyramid to help you do that early doors, a logo to make you memorable, some colours and pictures that identify the way you want to communicate, getting consistency across everything. So there are parts of branding that are obvious, and then there are parts of branding that are more challenging, which is that all of the touch points and all the communication layers.
Yeah. So if you want to delve deeper into all that, have a look at Matt's keynote that he did at...
It's longer than this.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more boring. I'm not sure. We'll let you be the judge of that.
All right.
All right.
See you later.
Balls.
Oh, and by the way, please subscribe here. YouTube thinks you'll like this video.
We know better than YouTube, though. We reckon you'll like this one.
Yeah.
Check it out.